Alicia reminded me that whenever I got in a rut, I'd pick up a guitar. That one.
John Schneider's life and career tell the story of perseverance, passion, and the unpredictable paths of fame. From a small town in New York to the sets of iconic television shows, Schneider carved a unique path in the entertainment industry. His journey reflects not only talent, but also resilience, adaptability, and a relentless drive to succeed, despite obstacles. From childhood dreams of performing magic and acting in local theater to becoming a household name as Beau Duke on The Dukes of Hazzard, his life showcases how determination and creativity can turn early passions into lifelong achievements. Beyond the screen, his story is one of courage, reinvention, and devotion to his craft. Early life and childhood dreams. John Richard Schneider was born on April 8, 1960, in Mount Kisco, New York, a quiet town north of Manhattan. From a very young age, Schneider demonstrated curiosity, imagination, and a desire to perform. At 5, he purchased a simple magic kit for $5, turning his backyard into a stage. He delighted neighbors with tricks, discovering early the joy of capturing attention and evoking reactions. These initial experiences were less about money than about connection and the thrill of creating wonder. By engaging audiences, even in modest settings, Schneider began building the confidence and stage presence that would serve him throughout his career. These early lessons in performance, observation, and timing formed the foundation for his life in entertainment. First steps into theater. John Schneider's love for performing truly began to blossom at the age of 8, a time when most children were content with simple play and schoolyard adventures. For John, the world of theater became an irresistible calling. He landed a small but pivotal role as a munchkin in a community theater production of The Wizard of Oz in New York City. While many would have seen it as just another childhood experience, for John, it was transformative. He dedicated over 20 hours each week to rehearsals, balancing schoolwork with the demands of performance. The stage taught him discipline, something that would prove vital later in his professional career. Being on stage gave him more than just a role. It offered him a sense of belonging. As he waited in the wings, heart racing, and then heard applause after stepping into the spotlight, he discovered a feeling of connection to something larger than himself. These moments instilled in him an early understanding of collaboration. Acting was no longer about individual performance. It was about harmonizing with others, anticipating cues, and responding with sincerity. John discovered the subtle joys of teamwork, the quiet satisfaction of synchronizing with a fellow actor, and the shared triumph when a scene resonated with the audience. The experience also nurtured his emotional awareness. Performing in front of crowds demanded vulnerability, and John learned how to channel feelings into expressions that could be understood and appreciated by others. He realized that acting required more than natural talent. It demanded commitment, patience, and a willingness to embrace mistakes as opportunities for growth. This early immersion in theater cultivated his confidence, both emotional and creative, laying the foundation for his future endeavors in television and music. Every line memorized, every cue followed, and every reaction elicited from the audience contributed to a sense of purpose and direction that would guide him throughout his life. Family changes and television escapes. By the age of 10, life introduced challenges that could have discouraged any young dreamer. Schneider's parents divorced, altering the familiar rhythm of home life and introducing uncertainty into his daily world. For a child, the stability of family is often a cornerstone, and with that shaken, John found solace in an unexpected place: television. It became more than entertainment. It was a safe harbor, a place to escape and dream. Westerns, particularly Bonanza, captured his imagination with their sweeping landscapes, complex family dynamics, and tales of courage and justice. He would reenact what he saw on screen with toy revolvers and makeshift props, performing elaborate sequences in his bedroom or backyard. These activities were more than play. They were exercises in imagination, problem-solving, and emotional exploration. Each reenactment allowed him to step into the role of a hero, to practice courage, quick thinking, and leadership in miniature constructions for scenarios. Television provided a blueprint for storytelling, teaching him the importance of character arcs, conflict, and resolution in ways that felt thrilling yet personal. John also discovered that media could shape identity. He observed how characters navigated challenges, demonstrating qualities like loyalty, bravery, and moral conviction. These lessons subtly influenced his understanding of human behavior and inspired him to embody similar traits in his own life. The worlds he inhabited on screen offered a sense of continuity amid family upheaval, helping him develop resilience and a creative outlet that could be fully his own. Television wasn't just a pastime. It became a teacher, mentor, and guide, planting seeds for the adventures he would later bring to life, on stage, on screen, and in music, adapting to a new environment. In 1974, Schneider's family experienced another significant shift. His mother remarried, prompting a move from New York to Atlanta, Georgia. For a boy who had grown up amid the familiar streets of Mount Kisco, the transition was monumental. Yet rather than retreat, John embraced the opportunity to adapt and grow. He quickly gravitated toward school theater, finding a familiar form of expression and continuity amidst a new cultural landscape. At North Springs High School, he joined the drama club, immersing himself in productions like Grease. Here, he confronted new challenges, including mastering a Southern accent and navigating the subtle cultural differences of his new environment. This period was formative, teaching him the art of adaptation, how to observe, absorb, and authentically embody different personas without losing one's essence. Schneider's ability to bridge these cultural and social divides strengthened his acting skills and reinforced the idea that flexibility was essential for success. This time also cultivated his observational skills. By studying classmates, teachers, and the rhythms of Southern life, Schneider learned to notice mannerisms, speech patterns, and behaviors that would later inform his performances. Theater became not just a creative outlet, but a bridge connecting his New York upbringing with his life in Georgia. He learned to integrate diverse experiences, giving him a depth of perspective that would allow him to inhabit complex characters convincingly. The lessons of adaptation, empathy, and observation during this period became lifelong tools that he carried into every role and every challenge that followed. The first taste of performance success. By the age of 15, Schneider's commitment to his dreams had transformed into deliberate, purposeful action. He balanced schoolwork, acting classes, and part-time jobs, demonstrating a work ethic beyond his years. Delivering newspapers on his bike, he saved money to fund acting classes at a local community theater, recognizing that opportunities had to be created rather than waited for. This early hustle exemplifies the perseverance and determination that would define his career. His dedication paid off when he secured a starring role in a production of Our Town. His performance earned him the Georgia District Youth Award for Best Dramatic Performance, a significant validation of his talent and effort. This recognition was not just an award. It was proof that his persistence could yield tangible results. The experience reinforced the value of patience, practice, and dedication in achieving meaningful success. It also deepened his understanding of storytelling, emotional expression, and audience engagement, forming a strong foundation for future endeavors in theater, television, and music. At 16, Schneider expanded his creative pursuits to music, recording a demo tape of country covers in a small garage studio. He interpreted classic songs with sincerity and effort, learning to convey emotion through melody, tone, and phrasing. This period of musical exploration complemented his acting, teaching him to connect with audiences through multiple mediums. His early versatility, balancing music, theater, and academics, demonstrates a profound commitment to developing his craft comprehensively. Schneider's journey in these formative years illustrates the interplay between dedication, passion, and resourcefulness, highlighting how young artists can cultivate skills that resonate throughout a lifetime of creative work, building confidence in craft. Beyond recognition and awards, these early experiences instilled in Schneider a profound sense of confidence. He learned that talent alone was insufficient. Success required preparation, resilience, and the willingness to step into uncertainty. The applause from a theater audience or the satisfaction of a perfectly executed musical phrase reinforced the connection between effort and outcome. These lessons nurtured both his self-esteem and his capacity to take creative risks. Simultaneously, Schneider honed technical skills that would serve him later in professional settings. Memorizing lines, mastering stage directions, and responding to spontaneous changes in performance taught him discipline and adaptability. Musical practice developed timing, rhythm, and oral awareness, complementing his acting foundation. By integrating these diverse experiences, Schneider cultivated a multidimensional skill set, positioning himself as a performer capable of tackling a variety of artistic challenges. Equally important was the emotional intelligence he developed. Understanding audience reactions, empathizing with fellow performers, and channeling personal experiences into art became second nature. These competencies were instrumental in shaping his professional ethos, a commitment to authenticity, connection, and thoughtful craft. Early successes, failures, and experiments laid a framework for a career defined not merely by fame, but by dedication to excellence and heartfelt engagement with every audience. Lessons from early challenges. Even at a young age, Schneider encountered moments that tested his resilience. Navigating parental divorce, relocating to a new state, and acclimating to unfamiliar cultural contexts required patience and self-reflection. Rather than succumbing to discouragement, he drew on his creative outlets, acting and music, to maintain stability and purpose. These challenges taught him that adversity could be a catalyst for growth rather than a barrier. The combination of personal upheaval and artistic opportunity offered a unique form of education. Schneider learned how to manage stress, maintain focus amid distraction, and transform emotional experiences into expressive performance. Each obstacle became a lesson in resourcefulness, creativity, and emotional regulation. These formative challenges instilled in him an enduring understanding that the arts could provide both refuge and empowerment, offering tools to navigate life's unpredictability with resilience, courage, and determination. Early exploration of music. While theater anchored his performance journey, music emerged as another vital dimension of Schneider's expression. At 16, he recorded a demo tape featuring country classics, experimenting with vocal tone, phrasing, and performance style. This creative exercise complemented his acting, offering a new medium through which to connect emotionally with audiences. Schneider quickly realized that musical performance, like theater, required discipline, practice, and the ability to convey authenticity. His early musical pursuits were not motivated by fame or commercial success, but by a deep desire to communicate and explore human emotion. Each note recorded, each song interpreted became an extension of his identity and artistic sensibility. This period cultivated an appreciation for the nuances of rhythm, melody, and storytelling through song. By combining acting and music, Schneider began developing a holistic understanding of performance, learning how to translate emotion into multiple forms and engage audiences across various contexts. The long road to opportunity. Schneider's dedication intensified as he sought professional opportunities. At 17, he drove from Atlanta to Los Angeles during pilot season, living frugally and pursuing work relentlessly. His first role, an uncredited extra in Smokey and the Bandit, gave him a glimpse of professional sets and the realities of film work. While modest in pay, it allowed him to observe, learn, and envision himself in a larger career context. Back in Georgia, he continued training and performing locally, refining his craft through county fair shows that combined singing and magic. These early experiences solidified his resilience, teaching him that success required patience, adaptability, and the willingness to engage fully, regardless of immediate recognition. The Dukes of Hazzard breakthrough. Schneider's major career turning point came with the Dukes of Hazzard. At 18, he auditioned for Bo Duke by crafting a persona that matched the show's vision: southern, adventurous, and irrepressibly charming. His instinct and creativity earned him the role, despite his youth and northern background. Schneider's dedication extended beyond acting. He performed dangerous stunts, helped weld a roll cage, and developed the signature Duke slide. His authenticity and willingness to physically commit to scenes brought energy and believability to the series. The role not only defined his public image, but also demonstrated his ability to merge preparation, instinct, and improvisation, traits that would define his career longevity. Iconic vehicles and signature stunts. The General Lee, the show's legendary car, became inseparable from Schneider's identity as Bo Duke. He invested time restoring personal chargers and pushing them to their limits, learning their nuances through hands-on experience. Schneider's relationship with the cars added realism and vitality to his performances, and his personal ownership of vehicles like Little Bo Peep reflected the pride he took in his craft. Even after disasters like Hurricane Ida, which destroyed a cherished car, Schneider maintained a playful optimism. This connection illustrates his dedication not just to acting, but to embodying the physicality and excitement of the character, making Bo Duke's adventures feel tangible and thrilling to audiences. Music career and crossover success. While filming The Dukes of Hazzard, Schneider nurtured his music career. He recorded demo tapes, pursued radio play, and eventually signed with Scott Brothers Records, and later MCA Nashville. Albums like Now or Never and Too Good to Stop. Now climbed the country charts, validating his talents beyond acting. Touring, recording, and performing demanded discipline and stamina, and setbacks, like equipment crashes, tested his resolve. Schneider's musical achievements underscore a versatile artistry and commitment to connecting with audiences through multiple creative channels. His crossover success reflects the integration of dedication, adaptability, and an authentic voice that resonates across mediums. Challenges and contract battles. Despite fame, Schneider encountered significant professional obstacles. The walkout over merchandising royalties during the Dukes of Hazzard highlighted his determination to advocate for fairness. The 3-month standoff required personal sacrifices, yet resulted in a landmark agreement that influenced industry standards. Schneider's insistence on fairness and control over his work demonstrates his integrity and awareness of the broader implications of contractual negotiations. These experiences not only strengthened his business acumen, but also reinforced lessons about self-advocacy, perseverance, and the importance of protecting one's creative and financial interests in the entertainment industry. Transitioning beyond Bo Duke. After the Dukes of Hazzard, Schneider faced the challenge of escaping typecasting. Early projects like Rawhide Trail were short-lived, and auditions for roles such as MacGyver often ended in disappointment. Undeterred, he invested in John Schneider Studios, taking control of his career and creating opportunities on his terms. He directed, produced, and cultivated projects that allowed him to explore broader creative possibilities. This phase illustrates resilience, vision, and the understanding that a sustainable career often requires entrepreneurial effort, strategic planning, and the courage to build platforms rather than waiting for opportunity to arrive. Smallville and later television work. Schneider's role as Jonathan Kent in Smallville marked a career resurgence, blending his experience, maturity, and instinctive talent. Improvisation during auditions convinced producers of his suitability, and his portrayal spanned 217 episodes. He also directed episodes, infusing them with personal touches that honored both legacy and narrative. This period solidified his reputation as a reliable, versatile actor, capable of both performing and guiding others. It reflects the culmination of decades of preparation, creative experimentation, and lessons learned through diverse experiences in theater, television, and music. Legacy, challenges, and resilience. Even in later years, Schneider faced financial, personal, and professional challenges including natural disasters, divorce, and controversial debates about the Dukes of Hazzard. Despite setbacks, he continued producing content, engaging fans, and performing stunts that reflected his lifelong commitment to authenticity and craft. His resilience and proactive approach to challenges, whether rebuilding after Hurricane Ida or launching a YouTube channel, exemplify a dedication to creative expression and personal growth. Schneider's life demonstrates how passion, persistence, and adaptability can sustain a career across decades, inspiring audiences and colleagues alike. Conclusion: a life of determination and creativity. John Schneider's story is one of unwavering determination, creativity, and courage. From early magic tricks to iconic television roles and chart-topping music, he continuously reinvented himself while staying true to his instincts. Challenges, setbacks, and controversies were met with persistence and innovation, and he used adversity to fuel growth rather than retreat. Schneider's legacy transcends his characters, reflecting a life dedicated to performance, artistry, and connection with audiences. His journey exemplifies the intersection of talent, effort, and resilience, illustrating how one individual can leave a lasting mark on entertainment while continually evolving as an artist and human being. And human